as far as some of the like aggressive outbursts, a lot of times our dog is too often in a position where they're making too many decisions on their own without our guidance, right? So let's take the walk, for example. You mentioned sometimes he lunges at other people, sometimes he does fine, right? Well, in general, 100% of the time right now on the walk, he's basically doing whatever he wants to do, right? He's dictating the pace of the walk, where he goes, what he smells, what he looks at, right? So because of that, even though he's fine with some people, he's not fine with others because he's choosing, right? Every time he passes a person, he's the one making the decision of, is this person okay or is this person not okay, right? Where the second we start taking back control of some of these situations and we start enforcing something like our heel position, right? Or giving direction, no, come. In the form of a bed stay or place command when guests come over the house or something like that, at least initially, right? What we're doing is we're taking back those decisions, right? When somebody comes over the house, we're telling him, you need to do this right now, don't worry about the person that's coming in, right? As opposed to him going up to that person and being like, are you okay or are you not okay, right? Or him being on the couch and hanging out with your friend and he decided for the first hour that she was okay, then for whatever reason, at that hour and a half mark, he decided she was no longer okay. You know what I mean? Because we never made that decision for him, right? So that's where our commands come into play with some of this kind of stuff, is to help give direction to the dog when they're in those fearful, anxious states of mind so that they could start to see us as the person making the decisions and look to us when they get nervous to make those decisions. I think he looks relatively good. I mean, like I said, he's starting knowing a decent amount of stuff, obviously. I mean, we've got to work the down a little bit. The come command will need some tightening up, obviously, but the walk looked great. Place command looks great. Sit stay looks great. Those are the big ones anyways, you know. So I think a lot of this is going to come down to teaching you how to work with him, right? Both from the standpoint of giving and enforcing commands, obviously, and then from the standpoint also of learning how to socialize him better, right? How is he bad with dogs also? Or do you just not really socialize him with dogs very much?
He goes to daycare. He like plays great with dogs.
Did you go to daycare here?
No. Or he goes to Camp Bow Wow.
Oh, and he does good there?
Yeah.
Oh, then I would say he's fine with the dogs. That's not a problem.
Like,
yeah.
It's when they like come to our house,
Yeah.
or like he'll be like, he was like playing with like my brother's little French bulldog and like a tiny corgi, totally fine. Someone comes over with a dog on a leash from the neighbor's yard, and he like I don't know, snaps at the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of this is going to come down to knowing where to socialize him and where not to socialize him, because everything comes down to us setting up the environment properly for socialization, right? We have a pretty strategic way that we go about socializing dogs with both dogs as well as people, right? Dogs, typically speaking, same with people, right? I try to establish some sort of control around the trigger first. Like I said, if we don't have any ability to keep him under control in the presence of this thing, I have no business socializing him with that thing, right? So anytime somebody comes over the house, I always do a bed stay with my dogs for the first like 20 minutes or so that they're there. Like I said, that communicates to them, don't worry about the people, focus on this right now, lets the arousal come down a little bit, gives us something to hold him accountable to, obviously, and lets him experience seeing, smelling, hearing that person or dog, obviously, right? From there, if it's a dog, after I've established the control, from there I make sure there's just no resources out that would cause competition, so no food, toys, affection, obviously. And I make sure it's only ever done off leash, right? I will never socialize a dog on the leash. It's the worst way you could do it, right? They're trapped basically in their mind when they're on that leash. So you'll see 10x more reactivity. That's why when you're out on your walk and your dog sees other dogs, even if he socializes just fine at Camp Bow Wow and stuff, in his mind, I'm held back from this thing. I want to get to it. I'm frustrated. I'm just going to throw all my energy into it, right? And then you try to introduce a dog that's in that state of mind, everything goes out the window. Big time, right?
I feel like I made it like worse around like one of my buddies was like standing next to me.
Yeah.
And Fisher was there fine, but I was nervous, and so I pulled back, and that's
the second they feel that restraint pulling back, it just creates this forward drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, obviously with people, same concept. We want to make sure the resources aren't out there, you know, obviously. So no food, no toys, no affection, obviously. Additionally, if I have a dog that's a little territorial over the house and a little apprehensive with guests coming over, I don't allow furniture access when I have guests over also.
Okay.
Right? I think you mentioned he was on the couch with somebody. Just a vulnerable place to put him in. You know what I mean? I want him free to get up and move around and not be on this like big cushy thing that he feels, again, trapped, where if he starts feeling uncomfortable, he doesn't have a way to just easily get away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, with people, the only thing I do a little different than with dogs is I move more slowly through the process, right? So sometimes, in order to start building on success, you can go ahead and walk over to him here. What's up, man? Sometimes in order to build on success, and yeah, just keep him there. If he gets off, give your correction and just get him resituated back onto there, right? But this looks good. Good distraction for him.
Sometimes with people, if he has a history of being really apprehensive,